Hi there, it's Roxanne, and I typically don't record a little intro before the video you're about to see, but today I felt like it was important. I had the great fortune this weekend of spending my 40th birthday in San Diego with some of my closest friends, and in talking about the world today, I felt compelled to put cameras on them and ask them some questions, and we had a real conversation that actually turned into a in-depth, rich conversation about muting. About muting the stars that have disappointed us in different ways throughout the years and how we each work through that. First of all, thank you to each one of them. They're phenomenal women, and thank you for being so candid and so open on the roundtable. I had to share it with you. And so this is a very special edition of RoxTalks, where you can hear a little bit about what we talked about, and hopefully it will create and foster conversations with you and your circle about how we all deal with this new era that we're in, with the Me Too movement, with just transparency, and with all that's happening. So I hope you'll take a listen, and more importantly, I hope you'll pass it along and have these discussions with your special people. Thanks.
Welcome to a very special edition of RoxTalks. My name is Roxanne Wilson. I've got the glasses on. Thank you, sister. These are some very important, wonderful, favorite people of mine who all came to celebrate my 40. Woo! Let me introduce them to you. I'll go from my left to the right. This is Megan E. Butler from Austin, Texas. This is Kim Caraway. She's really from Baylor, but you live elsewhere, but she's my Baylor friend. This is my little sister Rochelle from Dr. Land.
Sure. Dr. Land.
Dr. Land.
Not to be confused with Never Never Land.
That's right. Absolutely not. There goes the podcast. I see how we're starting this. The wonderful Christina White, who is from Restoration Cardboard Land, but she's just classy, wonderful, and delightfully unexpected. Yes. And last, but if I said least, I would get in trouble. Tanya Ranko, makeup artist, YouTube extraordinaire, and a jazzercise for Elizabeth Taste. These ladies have been wonderful to me, and I figured, why not, since I'm always talking with RoxTalks, why don't I talk with you, my wonderful buddies, about some topics, okay? And they said yes. I bribed them.
Reluctantly.
Did I just say yes?
One of us got bribed.
So let's start with the cheers, ladies. I threatened Rochelle. That was
Cheers.
No joke. I tried to do a podcast with her once and she just answered yes. No, yes. I'm like, we can't do this. It's not what's on my thing. Never made it to air. True story. All right, so we're going to start with just some easy questions to get y'all in the mood, okay? Right. Who is your embarrassing celeb crush? You all have one. When you're like, oh, I don't want people to know that I love. I have a thing for
sure.
X, Y, Z.
Oh.
I'll start.
Okay. Yeah.
Steven Tyler. I often said,
have you seen his toes?
I've not, but I'd like to.
That would fall
She
down.
wants to see his toes.
No, you don't.
I would say Billy Joel.
That is not embarrassing.
I mean,
I think
kind
it's a
of.
bit
He hit the
Billy
wall.
Idol.
That was a little bit
Yeah.
off. But other
Can you have a girl crush?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So I think mine is, and don't laugh, it's Cher.
Now his name, I can't remember his name because I know him so well as Marshall on How I Met Your Mother.
Jason Segel.
Dang it, I love him.
Oh, yeah.
Because I really love Marshall, the character more than anything.
Really? That's your kind of guy. If you met a Marshall, you'd be like all over that.
I mean, who wouldn't want a Marshall and be a part of Marshall and Lily?
That's a good point.
I love the smile that Tanya and I have. Like, we don't know this shit.
Yeah, I can
And you're either love it or hate it. It's like a die-hard fan.
I'm gonna take a drink.
What about you, Kim?
So I live in DC, so mine's a very DC answer. But my totally embarrassing crush is actually a member of Congress, Adam Kinzinger.
Nerd alert!
I'm afraid I just
I take it back. People are laughing at her, not me.
Adam's not.
I'm sorry, we said embarrassing.
We did.
I just owned embarrassing, ladies.
Good job. And you?
Any version of Ben Affleck ever. He could be
Even
drunk
like the
as
drunk
a
one?
skunk, and I would still be like, "What do you?" Sure.
What did you
wrong.
He
It
doesn't
doesn't
want
out
to.
of her eyes.
You said embarrassing. I didn't say that.
All right, so let's talk some hot topics, shall we, right now? I feel like in the last couple years, we've been let down by people that we enjoyed or enjoyed or really maybe even idolized in society.
Absolutely.
I'll throw out a couple names: Kevin Spacey, I'm gonna say Bill Cosby, R.Kelly, and there's some others. There are a lot of others, which is interesting because I think when the Harry Weinstein thing came out, no one felt infinity towards Harry Weinstein, so it didn't matter. But all of a sudden it was like, oh, but these people you care about have been doing things that are we wouldn't do and we wouldn't want others to do, and we don't condone. So when do you know when it's time to break up with the idea, or unmute or mute that person, or that celebrity, that song, that show?
Like, what is so bad, like, that we would have to do that?
Yeah.
Or what is kind of the tipping point?
What's the tipping point for you?
I think a lack of accountability. You know, I am more apt to respect and even forgive somebody, not that they need it from me, but to keep paying attention or listening to them if they acknowledge it, and not in a PR way, but if they acknowledge it, if they show contrition, and remorse.
Has anyone actually done that these days?
And not in the PR way they have, but finding the authenticity.
How do you find that?
Difficult. So I mean, it's a high bar.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a Today Show junkie.
Yeah.
I had to break up with Matt Lauer.
Oh, bye, Matt.
Like,
Bye.
I remember the song Katie, Matt, Alan, and First on Your TV, and I'm like, oh, you're not America's First Lady.
That's what I watched my entire life.
Seriously.
That was hard. That was
I mean,
hard.
Charlie Rose.
Right?
That was,
Right?
definitely one of the ones that I did.
It was painful for you.
Yeah,
So how do you?
Well, the network did it for us.
Yeah. They did do it
That's
for
a
us.
good point. So that made it a lot easier. But then you've got like musicians, and I know that many of us at the table enjoy the remix to Ignition.
Stop.
Some of us
do
do
not. Stop.
Some of us
I
do not.
didn't
I'm
say
sorry.
all of us.
I'm not
but
giving it up. That's the one song.
How do you make that decision? How do you decide? Okay, I'm going to keep Ignition.
Megan, you got to give that up.
What about Trapped in the Closet?
You got to give it up. You got to give it all
That was
up.
the only
midget?
song I ever liked.
I know.
Cognitive dissonance. I
So
can't
I
accept that he's a
think
terrible
when you
person.
know, so like clearly he's written about those songs, about everything that's like happened in his life, all the stuff that he's been doing to all of these girls and
Since
everything.
Aaliyah.
Since Aaliyah, like it's just like you have to. I think just even knowing that, I think you have to. Now, trust me, it hurt my heart to give these songs up.
Yeah.
Like seriously,
I'll
But,
be
like,
shamed if I play it now. So
But I think at this point, like you honestly really do have to give those up. I think that's crossing the line in that he duped us, right? Like so, like growing up, I've heard like all the stuff. Everybody's heard stuff. R.Kelly did this. R.Kelly did this. Blah blah. Oh, okay, but he was acquitted. Blah blah. So we can still listen to his music, right? Like I'm one of those.
That
I'm
was
just
the
like,
narrative that you
yeah,
heard.
everyone went to a concert, so I'm one of those. I'm like, oh, it's fine. You know, it's just rumors. He did this stuff, right? You know. So now, like this stuff is like really in your face. Like the documentary and everything's like really bringing it like home and in our
Which,
face.
if you haven't watched it, you have to watch it. All
So,
5 or 6
but
episodes.
just the fact of knowing that it's like part of his life, and he literally like told us in through song what he was doing.
we
I
just
think
weren't
that's
You
the
know, so
disgusting
it's just
part.
like that's to
even
me
more
is
disgusting.
nasty. Like that's when you just have to really throw that trash out
Yeah.
and keep it moving. Like that's where I am with that.
Yeah.
For a long time, it was easy to just not buy their music. Therefore, they don't get
Of
the
course,
money. You don't
right.
support
Yeah,
them. But
right.
now, with all the digital music and
Yeah.
legislation, regulation, the way it is, it's so easy to listen to something and not feel any
Yeah.
impact, like that you've
But
sacrificed.
it's important to note because I think some people like really try to separate that and they're like, oh well, I don't care if he did his personal life. That's ain't got nothing to do with me listening to his music.
That's what they're banking on.
Right.
Yeah.
They're banking on the fact
But there
that
are
you're not gonna care
are
about it.
a lot of people who do think that though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, is that wrong?
But these are the people. I'm not trying to generalize, but these are the people that also rape a lot of things. If it doesn't happen to someone they know or someone they love or themselves,
Right?
They're
Hello.
blind to it.
Hello.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's,
exactly.
it's an
Exactly.
unknown experience.
Correct.
Therefore,
And
you
so,
don't
like-
have any emotional attachment.
Correct.
to it.
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
that's just the world we have. We have people that can see and have, love
It
and
doesn't fall into
compassion
my
for
box.
people that,
Yeah.
But then if it,
And it's not
different.
just
Yeah.
music. I mean, listen, we watch the NFL every weekend. And there's certain teams where, and I say it every time, the quarterback will come on and I'm like, oh, you mean the rapist?
Yeah, it's just-
Because I don't let that go. I, like, you want to bring up Baylor? We got 2 Baylor grads. Bring it. But I'm
Sport McGrady
Collegiate,
there.
okay, collegiate football, period.
Yeah.
I mean, sports.
So what's
in
the
general.
what's the line of where that you draw and you're like, nope, you can't listen to them anymore. What's the line?
listen, I feel like personally, I was able, like, there's two of us at this table that think we were Rudy. I was Rudy on the Cosby Show. I was Rudy.
She tries to make me Olivia all the time. I'm
I
not
was-
Olivia. She was so annoying. Poor
Olivia was
Rudy, you are Vanessa.
I was
Get
Rudy.
over
Nobody
it.
liked Vanessa. But
But
that
you're
was
Vanessa.
my childhood. I grew up like, wow, we're the Cosbys. I believed it. That was
So I
us.
still watch the Cosby.
I-
I don't think I have to stop watching the Cosby Show.
But that's how people
But
think
that's-
about the music.
That's the same
Yeah,
thing.
and I
That's
also
the same
it's
thing.
the same.
I don't think it's the same thing.
It is
I
the
also
same
feel like we
I
said.
literally don't think that's the same thing.
It is.
Why?
It is
But
the
how is what R.Kelly did different than what Bill Cosby did, and how is one better than the other?
Okay.
And
So I'm not saying one's better or worse than the other.
right, okay.
But the fact that like R. Kelly is like to me in my head, he's totally telling us everything that he did.
Okay, I'm
through
going
these
to pause
songs.
you. Chrissy, you're going to say something
I
and
was
we'll
just,
go back there.
Sorry.
yeah, I was just gonna say, I think we set a new standard as to what we're gonna tolerate in American society every time we
Oh,
continue
absolutely.
or every time we engage in the Cosby Show or any of the rest of it, right? Like, we will not. We're just gonna keep accepting it, and nothing will change. So,
Which is sad.
it's
Yeah,
sick.
So this is
It is sad.
how it's the same. Listen,
Okay.
and I was Rudy. I was Rudy.
She's not ready for
Rudy, right
I'm
here.
Rudy, obviously.
So
Okay.
here's
You
the
know.
thing. Did I mention I was Rudy?
No, I'm Rudy.
Okay.
I'm not sure I got that. Which one of you is Rudy?
I was Rudy. Yeah. So, but here's the
This could be a whole new podcast. in itself.
Down,
who is Rudy? I know. Sit down,
No,
Olivia.
you're older than me.
Go sing a song, Olivia.
Listen.
At the end of the day, while all that was going on for decades, he was sitting there drugging women and raping them. While he's writing all the things, while he's sitting there chastising the black community, telling them your boys need to pull their pants up and they do this and you do that, and black men, you suck, really, because you're raping women. So where's the line there? He was doing all of those things, and I believe he had some weird disagreements with, like, Lisa Bonet and him. We'll never know what happened there
Right.
or
Right.
why, but it has to make
Something
you
went
wonder.
down.
Was she a
Something
minor
went down.
though?
I'm
On
not
the
sure she
show?
was a minor.
I mean,
but-
what gets
Like,
me
not
about
far
R.
from
Kelly,
it.
the minors.
well, that's a whole nother
Yeah.
Oprah. But, like, literally,
Or a rock star.
he was doing a rock star.
Yeah.
He was doing that the whole time. And so at the end of the day, knowing that while he's sitting there chastising the black community to be that better, while he's sitting there making these shows that are like, they're amazing, let's
Yeah.
be real. And while he's sitting there with kids and he'd bring the kids on like Peter and do like the motorboat. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, he's raping girls, he's raping women. Not okay.
Okay, I understand, my friends, and I hear you.
Friends in your head.
So
All of my people.
here's my question. So at what point do you mute? Like, okay, so the people that you like, that you watch, that you listen to, at what point do you stop liking them and you mute everything that they
Well,
do?
that's the question.
Like what?
What's the standard? What's the
How-
tipping point?
This is just really, honestly, like the worst. I mean, everybody's struggling with the accountability, right? We've got priests.
Yep.
We've
Yeah.
got. I mean, it is
Oh,
an
yeah.
incredible
Like,
epidemic
yeah.
For sure,
of
yeah.
pedophiles, and ever since the Me Too movement started, right? It's just starting to come to the surface in a way that we never, ever, ever expected it to come out, right? But I think that's the problem: is everyone is struggling with what to do because who's been held accountable?
Right.
Thanks so much for watching. I hope that it's enriched you in many ways. And if you have any comments, any thoughts, please comment below. We'd love you to like this as well. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe. We do love your feedback and appreciate it. So I'd love to hear from you. All right, thanks for watching. Just cruise around the station, and I'll be back with a brand new RoxTalks on Monday and on Wednesday. Monday, the regular edition, Wednesday, wedding edition. Take care.